don't think the notifications are going out, believe. But it is what it is. Hey, what's up, Diamond? How you doing? All right. I don't know who else is coming through or not. We're gonna go ahead and get this party started. I don't think notifications are going out. I can always tell when notifications go out because I can tell how fast people come into the room. And the fact that nobody's coming in the room tells me that no notifications went out, but it's all good. What's going on? It's just a lazy Sunday afternoon. Oh, you were already watching my review when you saw it. Yeah, I know the notifications didn't go out. I can tell. I can always tell. But it's okay. It's all right. I shared it on my page, and, I feel bad because then people will be like, I didn't know. I missed I missed the live. So I feel bad from that point of view. But, I mean, I can't do nothing to make YouTube do anything different, child. I try to schedule my lives because I think it helps when you schedule them versus when you just hit the button. But I don't even think that's any rhyme or reason, honestly. I think that sounds good, but I don't know if that's really true. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that really does make a difference or not. But I didn't want to talk about nothing anyway, so ain't nobody missing nothing, child, because it's just a Sunday afternoon, and I've been doing schoolwork all day, and I said, let me hit the live button for a little while. I want to do a members only live. So what I was planning to do was to do a regular live and then go into a members only live. Because I know a lot of times when the notifications don't go out, I want to make sure that my members know. So when I do a members only live, they'll get the notifications. So, but I'm probably stay on here for a little while and then do a members only live for a little while and then do some reviews because, honey, I'm still behind on my reviews. I dropped like 4 reviews last night. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still got like 7 reviews to do. And that doesn't include the Real Housewives of Potomac tonight. And I don't know if I'm going to do Power Book 2 yet. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it today. Probably watch it sometime tonight. I haven't decided whether I'm going to review it or not. I heard it's not that good, though. I heard that it's not good. And I wasn't all that crazy about the sequel anyway, but I was like, well, I'll see what it's like. So I don't know if anybody saw it or not. But we'll see, child. We'll see. So I wasn't going to talk. Did y'all see? Okay, there's only a few people in here, but did y'all see that that IG video? It was on Instagram of that father disciplining his daughter. It was him and the stepmom disciplining the daughter. Hey, Yana, how you doing, baby? Oh, it's on other people's channels too. Yeah, because I get some notifications and I get some notifications and other notifications I don't get. Like, I haven't been getting El Teddy's notifications. I just go in because he don't always tell me he going live. I just go in and be like, El Teddy was live. Because my notifications are so bad, I just get in the habit of every little while I just pick up my phone and see what my notifications are on my Instagram. I mean on my on my YouTube. Like, I just go in and see who's live on my YouTube. So hold on, let me see this. No, okay. All right. You saw that, Belize. Is that okay? So let me ask y'all, how do y'all feel about it? Because the father did a live. I don't know if he did it today or what, explaining his side of it or whatever. How y'all feel about it if you saw it? YouTube's been making transitions lately. Content has been slow coming for a week now. Yeah, it's crazy. And I think there are a lot of reasons with the YouTube. excuse me. There are a lot of, and unfortunately, like we can't control it. Like trust me, as a creator, I wish I could control some of the shenanigans that happens with YouTube. Because please let me trust me. If I could, there's some things that I would change and some things I would fix. Because like I said, even on this end, y'all know I talk to El Tech damn near every day on the phone. I don't get notifications when he goes live sometimes. Like Evie went live every day last week. I didn't know. Unless I just happened to go into YouTube and I was like, oh, Eddie's live. I wasn't getting notifications. But anyway. You feel like YouTube is punishing you for your shenanigans? Well, if that's the case, honey, they punishing all of us. But believe you probably do deserve a little bit. But I went into my Instagram today and I saw all of the outrage and everything. I saw the video and the video is very sickening. If you haven't seen it, it is a very hard video to watch. It is very sickening. And then I heard the father's point of view. I still don't agree with how he's choosing to handle the situation, but I understand the frustration from the point of view of, and it's only what he's saying, but that his daughter has chronically run away, that she comes home with money that is unaccounted for, that you saw in the video where she called her stepmama a fat ass bitch the day before. And again, I don't know the whole story. Maybe they're abusing her and she's retaliating. Maybe there are a lot of other issues. But a lot of times with parents, and he was like, my daughter's, I was just trying to show my daughter that she's not ready for those streets. I'm just trying to let my daughter, I'm just trying to show her that she thinks she's grown and she thinks she got something going on, but she's 14 years old and she's not really ready for them streets and that the streets are going to eat her up. He was like, yeah, I was sitting on her neck, but I was doing that with love. Imagine, some dude on the streets that's really trying to do her some harm. She couldn't get away from me. And I was her, now I don't agree with his methodology at all. Trust me, that video made me sick. When I was watching it, that video made me sick. So I do not agree with his methodology at all. However, I do feel like when we have children who are out of control, are not listening to us, are not following our discipline, our rules, she's running away from home at 14. I feel like on the flip side of that is, God forbid something happens to his child, and the first thing people are going to say is, well, why didn't they do da-da-da-da-da? Well, why didn't they do this, this, and this? She's out of control. What are they doing at home to try to get her under control? She keeps running away from home. What are her parents doing? And again, hey, Trish, how you doing, baby? Again, I am not defending this man because I only know what I saw and his side of it. I don't know the young lady's side of it. I know that Lil Scrappy posted that she's no longer in his care, that she's with her grandmother right now. And I'm pretty sure somebody called social services. Like, that shit was all over Instagram. I'm sure somebody called social services and all of that because somebody know them. You know what I'm saying? And because here's the part that I don't understand. They were purposely streaming that. See, I thought maybe the girl had went live and they didn't know that they were on camera. No, they knew they were on camera. They knew they were on camera. They wanted that out there. They were encouraging it to go out there, which means that they don't think they were doing anything wrong. Like, they weren't trying to hide it. They don't think they were doing anything wrong, y'all. And I think that's the scary part, because I could see if he came on and was like, listen, I've tried everything. I don't know what else to do. I'm desperate. I'm scared that my daughter's going to end up on the streets. Like, I could see if his affect was like, this is my last straw. I've tried everything. You know what I mean? But that's not even how he was. He was like, listen, I'm just trying to let her know she ain't gangster. She ain't about that life. Like, I was like, so y'all don't see nothing wrong with this. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with what y'all doing. Nothing. Y'all see nothing wrong with none of this. Okay. Nothing wrong with it. No, and I'm telling you, and let me say this. Let me say this to you guys. If you are someone who can be triggered by things like that, don't watch it. Because I'm not easily triggered with stuff like that. Like that's not the kind of stuff that would trigger me, and it made me sick. Like it made me sick. When I saw him, well, see, I don't want to say because I don't want to trigger nobody. But yeah, if it's something that can easily trigger you, then don't see it. Don't watch it. But just know that I think his level of discipline was inappropriate. I think it came out of I think it came from desperation, though. I didn't get the impression that that's how he's dealt with her his whole life. You know what I'm saying? I don't get the impression that he's been that guy his whole life. I think that what we saw is desperation, and what we saw was, I'm trying to make sure that my daughter doesn't become a statistic. I mean, at 14 years old, you have a child that's run away from home. Now, the flip side of that could be, hell, she running away from home because you're crazy ass. Like it could very easily be that she's running away from home because of what y'all are doing. It may not have nothing to do with her trying to be fast. It may not have anything to do with her running the streets. It may not have anything to do with her out here, trying to be, 18 when she really 14. It could very well be my daddy and his girlfriend crazy as hell, and I need to get the hell away from here because nobody's listening to me. And that's why I'm saying that I can only go by what I saw on that video and what he said the explanation was. Because on that video, you heard the stepmother, you heard him say, did you call your stepmother a fat ass bitch yesterday? And she was like, yeah. So something has to happen before we get to that point. Like, I've never ever in my life, ever in my mind, felt comfortable feeling like I could ever think about calling my mama out her name. Period. So something had to happen to get to that point where that little girl called her stepmama. Sorry, y'all. Call her stepmama out her name. Like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Something had to happen to get to that point. So I know it's not a black and white situation over there. I'm glad that she's with her grandmother, praying that the grandmama's better. I hope it's the grandmama on the mama side because the daddy came from somewhere. But I pray that it's a better situation. I pray that they get help as a family and it's not just punitive. I hope that they get help as a family. Because it's easy for stuff to just be. Our society is, hey, Mr. Zudi, how you doing? Our society is very quick to just be very punitive without trying to fix anything. Hey, loving my peace. I would be interested to know what other steps they took before that. Exactly, Belize. Exactly. I would be interested. And I would also be interested to know, when did you start? Because, see, as a teacher, let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all some good stuff right now. As a teacher, your kids do it away from you before they do it in front of you. And so what I mean by that is, I could not tell you how many times I have told a parent that their child did something. They swore to me up and down that their child would never do that. And then 2 or 3 years later, they're up at the school asking for help because their child is out of control. And, oh my God, he cussed me out last night. And I'm like, but last year when I told you he cussed me out, you swore up and down that your child doesn't curse and would never do that. We would never disrespect it. My child would never disrespect an adult like that. But I tried to tell you that your child was disrespectful and that your child said this to me. But because it wasn't you, and because they don't do it around you, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden you defending it. So I would love to hear that story. When was the first time a teacher called or somebody in the neighborhood called? Or hell, even another family member that might have overheard some stuff being said called and said, listen, Lil Latoya said X, Y, and Z, or Lil Latoya called me X, Y, and Z. I would like to know that because see, people don't want to jump until it's them. Her action sounds like it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, teenagers are teenagers. That's universal, child. Mrs. Zudi, unfortunately, teenagers are teenagers, honey. That don't change. But, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't want to, it's easy to see that video and just be outraged and be talking about the parents are just horrible and they're terrible or whatever. And again, I don't agree with what they did at all. But I would love to know, was that an act of desperation or is that the status quo? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that like we throw our hands up, we've been trying our best and we just don't know what else to do? Or is that the norm? That's how they deal with things in their house. Funny, that happens more towards female teachers than male teachers. And it comes more from female students than male students. Let me tell you something. I love my male students. Even the ones that are disrespectful have, again, not 100%, but even the ones that are disrespectful have a level of respect for the women. The girls, nasty. Just nasty. Just some nasty little girls, okay? Even when I worked at the jail, the male inmates, a lot easier to deal with than the female ones. A lot easier. But I don't know. I saw it, and like I said, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Who is this? Sorry, y'all. Somebody texted me to tell me I messed up the names in my P-Valley review. First of all, y'all know I know them people's names. Y'all know I know. I've been reviewing P-Valley for 8 episodes. Y'all know I know them people's names. I always used to mix up Mississippi and Mercedes, but I knew who the hell I was talking about. Y'all knew who I was talking about too. Compared with boys, girls like to challenge their female teachers than males. I mean, I'm sure there's a study somewhere that was done. I don't know that to be a fact, but I know in my experience that's been my experience as a female teacher. I would also be interested in knowing her relationship with her father, separate from her stepmother. Yeah, like before the stepmom, before he remarried. Yeah. Hey, Blue Cartier. Yeah, I would, like I said, for me, and maybe because I deal with kids, and I know that stuff is not black and white when you're dealing with kids. I would like more information. And again, I'm not defending the father at all because I still feel like you're the adult. You are the adult. At the end of the day, you need to figure out a better way to handle stuff. So at the end of the day, you're the adult. So I'm not defending him all the way like that, but I just feel like there's some more information that we could get out of this. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, they can. And again, she's 14. Like, child. Like, she is 14. Like, she is child. And what's her relationship with her biological mother? That's a good question too, Yana. Where is she and what happened to the dad and stepmom? And who's to say the mom? And that's the thing. Who's to say they have custody? Maybe. I mean, maybe you read that. I don't know. Maybe she was just with them for the weekend. Maybe she's just with them for the summer vacation. Like, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Again, not defending him because I still feel like that what he did was not okay. What he did was not okay. When he was straddling that girl and his crotch was in her face, nope. Just the visual of that. As a father, the visual of that should have made you move back. And the fact that the stepmother didn't say, whoa, you need to school back. Wait a minute, you need to school back. The fact that she was egging him on, the visual of that man sitting with his crotch in his daughter's face like that, I was like, as a woman, you okay with this? Like, you ain't had no problem with this? Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Rochelle. How you doing? We're talking about, there was a video on Instagram of a father and disciplining his daughter, and him and the stepmother and the daughter, they were yanking the daughter, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to trigger nobody, but it was an abusive situation, and it was on Instagram, and people have been responding and all of that. So I was just putting my little 2 cents in on it. It's all over Instagram. If you wanna, excuse me, y'all. Sorry. If you want to go check it out, you can go to the real Lil Scrappy's page. I know he had it on his Instagram, and I think his is real Lil Scrappy or Real Scrappy. I know he still had it up on his page up as of maybe an hour or so ago. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Belize. Like, that's what I'm saying. I can't, even if I feel like I can agree with certain things, I still feel like that's not the answer. Like, I'm wondering, was she trouble at the mom, so they sent her to the dad for discipline? I wonder because myself and my hubby had to take one of his daughters for a year because of her behavior with her mom. Maybe. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound like this little girl is an angel now. Let's be clear. It doesn't sound like she's no angel. But the thing is this. Kids don't turn into that overnight. And they don't do that for no reason. Like, unless the child is a serial killer, and I'm not even saying that to be funny, unless there's just something wrong with that child, like DNA, is just something wrong with that child. The average child doesn't turn into that for no reason, without any. There are chapters that came before this chapter. You know what I'm saying? We're coming in the middle of this book. Something has happened to get us to this point. And I think that some of what we saw in that video was frustration on the father's part. And again, I'm not defending the father, but I think that was frustration, which means that if there's frustration, that means that things came before this. I don't think that was his first resort. I don't think that was his first resort. Now, the stepmom is who I have a bigger problem with, because you weren't just, it's bad enough if you were standing by, but you were encouraging it. You didn't just stand by. You were encouraging what was going on. That I have a problem with. And like I said, when he was straddling that girl, you should have been like, no. But she's the one holding the camera, streaming it onto social media. There's something wrong with that. So that ain't right there. I studied in Angola, and over there until now, if you disrespect your teacher or any school worker, and they have to call your parents to resolve the situation, I feel sorry for the kid. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. Zudi. Up until about 10 years ago, that's how I was here. When I first started teaching, the threat of me calling your mother was enough for you to get it together. I could say, I'm calling your mother. And it was like, no, please don't call. I'm sorry. Please don't call. And like, for about 95% of my students, oh, that worked. The threat of me calling. For the other 5, me calling worked. You know what I'm saying? Even the bad ones. I mean, you would have a few that slid through the cracks. But when I say they were so, and that's when I worked in the hood. The hood. Okay, I worked in the hood. But something changed. Like, that next generation of parent, they want some other shit. They are really on this. The school is the enemy. A lot of them, I read an article one time about this. A lot of this generation of parents that are raising kids now, they didn't have good experiences in school. And again, not to go too deep, y'all, but if you follow the history of public education, it was in the 1980s and the 1990s, because of the crack epidemic, because there's so much violence in schools, because of so many other things, the schools became more of a policing situation. You understand what I'm saying? So you had more people being, social services being called, teachers calling social services, teachers disciplining students, but the students not having a whole lot of structure at home. Like it was a whole systematic thing. And now we're dealing with those kids are now adults now. And when they look back on what their school experience was, back in the day, if you got in trouble at school, you had to get it at school and they had to go home and get it from home. But when you're in a different environment now where you're not getting it on both ends, you're only getting it at school, and then you go home and you got grandmother raising you because mama out, strung out, daddy ain't nowhere around. You know what I'm saying? It was so many social economical issues that came out of that. So anyway, I fast forward to where we are now, where you have a whole generation of parents now who look at school as the enemy, and they arm their kids. They tell their kids, listen, don't. I've had kids tell me point blank, my mama said I don't have to listen to you. My mama said I don't have to do what you're telling me to do. And the first couple of times I heard it, I was like, they are lying. But you call a parent, and the parent will say, well, I told her that. No, I told him that. Then why are you sending him here? That's how I look at it. Then my thing is, if you don't want anyone to speak to your child, to discipline your child, to tell your child they are wrong, then you need to homeschool your child. That's how I feel about it. Then you need to homeschool. And the problem with our daughter was her bio mom neglected her because of a new relationship. See, you see what I'm saying? We had no problem with her. Exactly. It starts somewhere. Like kids don't, again, the exception, not the rule. Kids don't come out of it. Like the behavior doesn't come out of nowhere. Like it comes from somewhere. Yeah, I don't want you to call my mom or grandma. My dad, I kind of got away with certain things. Yeah, I mean, I was a daddy's girl too, but trust me, the thing was they ain't never called asking for daddy. They asked for mommy. Yep. Because over there is really embarrassing calling your parents to complain about your child's behavior reflects on what type of home education. Yeah. And it used to be that. Well, it's still, Mr. Zudi, quiet as it's kept, it's still the same thing here. Trust me when I tell you, teachers talk about your kids and they talk about your parenting. Please know that. I'm going to just go on and tell you, whether you like it or not. We talk about your parenting and we talk about your children. So it's still not a good reflection. It's just, it's just different. These parents now, the ones who didn't get that discipline in school. My mom was a teacher, so she sided with the teacher when they called, which wasn't often. Yeah. Listen, I told y'all that yesterday. I tell my friends all the time. I say, if a teacher calls you about your child, believe the teacher, because we don't have time to make shit. We don't have time to make shit up, and we don't have time to make unnecessary phone calls. Can I tell you something about? And I've been teaching for over 20 years. I hate calling parents. I absolutely hate calling parents. I have so many other things I can do with my time other than call parents. So if I actually call you, I mean what I'm saying. I don't. Exactly, Rochelle. Everyone answers to someone. You ain't lying. Everyone answers to someone. See, I grew up in the late 80s and the 90s, but my mom was a teacher and she didn't play about education. Exactly. Yeah, that makes a difference too. Oh, you just saw the video? So yeah, you know what I'm talking. Yeah, you saw the video. Yeah. I mean, quiet as it's kept, I got some parents I need to be calling now. I've been working all day. I said, I'll eat. Now, let me tell you something. Now, I'll send an email in a minute. Now, I will do that. Let me have your email address. I will email you in a minute. But a phone call, I can't stand calling parents. First of all, let me start from the easy and work my way down to the hard. My first reason why I hate calling parents is I never know what the fuck to call y'all. I don't know y'all last name. I can't go by the kid's last name. I don't want to offend nobody. I don't know if it's Ms., Mrs., Mr., Ms. I don't know if you live with your mama. I don't know if you live with your daddy. I don't know if it's stepmama. I don't know if it's stepdaddy. I don't know if it's grandmama. I don't know if it's auntie. I don't know if it's guardian. So first of all, I don't like calling your house because I don't know who the hell to ask for. I don't know how to relay your relationship. I don't know whether to say your child, your niece, your grandchild, your nephew, your guardian. Like, I don't even know what to say. That's before I even get into why I'm calling. My kids already know if a teacher calls or emails me, I will show up to that school by the end of the day. Listen, and I have parents like that. I have parents like that who, oh yes, before I could finish sending the email good, they'd be up at the school. And I'm talking about even at a high school. We had a huge situation in a school in Portugal about one student fighting with the teacher because of using phone in class. The teacher took the phone from the girl and everything went downhill. Oh, well, I'm glad to know that happens in other countries too, because, honey, the phone situation is a hot mess. Did they expect the daughter to fight the stepmother? They jumped on her like a side chick on the street. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's why I'm saying I don't want y'all to get anything misunderstood. I am not defending that father. All I'm saying is this, what happened before this? There had to be some steps before we got here. And I'm not defending that father because Lord knows I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is something happened before we got there. I'm glad I'm married and my kids have the same dad. But you know, my nephew's teachers call us not his no good parents. We'll see. See. I just don't like to embarrass my parents. That was always in the back of my exactly. And like I said yesterday, like there were certain things. I'm not gonna say that were acceptable because my mother never liked the teacher calling her. But there were certain things that I wouldn't necessarily get in trouble for. Again, me talking wasn't something that was gonna get me because my mother was like, "You just can't control your damn mouth." Like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't something that would have got me like punished and all of that. Now, if I said something, if I got disrespectful, that's another conversation. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe I'm a little sleepy. I've been working all day, though. I got up this morning. I didn't sleep as long as I wanted to because I knew I went to bed late last night. So maybe that's why I'm yawning now because I probably needed to sleep a little bit longer this morning. Yeah, they ripped that girl's ponytail off and everything. Let me tell you something. If I'm her biological mama, I'm catching a charge. Like, I'm just letting you know now. Y'all gonna see part 2. Because part 2 is gonna be me and that stepmama in the middle of the yard rumbling. That's gonna be part 2. Because let that be my child. Let that be my niece. Let that be my cousin. Let that be. Today, oh yeah, that's right, y'all. Today is L Love's birthday, y'all. Everybody wish all these Virgos, honey. Everybody wish L Love a happy birthday, y'all. Flood my chat with happy birthdays for L Love, y'all. She one of my faithful. Y'all wish her a happy birthday. These Virgos, all these Virgos, honey. I told y'all I stay broke in the month of September. All these daggone Virgos around here. In my life, I got so many damn Virgos around me. It's ridiculous. My nephew, I got a whole bag of stuff over there for my nephew, honey, for his birthday, child. Why can't? I probably spent too much money on my nephew's birthday. And then his father, his birthday was yesterday. We're going to throw some stuff on the grill tomorrow. I have his birthday gift. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to run out in the car and get the bag out the car. Virgos are babies made in the winter. Well, they definitely some snowstorms and some other stuff, honey. Definitely. Because it's a whole lot of Virgos in my life, child. I wonder if it's more Virgos in the north than in the south, meaning like in areas where you have snow and you get snowed in and the temperatures are a little, drop, lower, in colder climates. I wonder if there are more Virgos. You know what I'm saying? I wonder. That is an interesting question. I wonder. So that was that. So what else did I say? So let's talk about though my mama phone line went out when we had that storm Thursday night. Her phone just got cut back on today. She went on her cell phone. Let me see here. Let's talk about Dr. Dre. Hey, Des. So remember the other day I told y'all that Dr. Dre's soon-to-be ex-wife said that she needed $2 million a month in temporary spousal support until they finish going through the process of their divorce. So allegedly, this is her list breakdown of what she spends per month and why she needs $2 million per month. I say allegedly because somebody could have just made this up, child. But this is what's floating around. TMZ supposedly had this information. So, yeah, I don't know what is going on with this air conditioning. I don't know why. Anyway, I can't get it fixed. I mean, I can't get it to do the temperature thing where when it gets a certain temperature, it cuts off, but then it starts warming back up, it cuts back on. It just comes on when it feels like it, because I'm starting to get warm now. Anyway, laundry and cleaning, $10,000 a month. Clothes, $135,000 a month. Education, tuition, living expenses, $60,000 a month. That's the only one that I'm going to put a little caveat next to that one, because does Dr. Dre, do they still have kids that are in school? Because if they have kids that are in school, I could see it being $60,000 a month if they're like at the best boarding school or the best private school, or even if they're at a really good college. I'm going to give you that. That's the only one. And I still don't see it being no $60,000 a month. But I could see that being a ridiculous amount of money. Entertainment is $900,000 a month. Hey, Jay Parrish, entertainment. And like I said, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just going by. I'm just reading the thing. 900,000, damn near $1 million a month. What type of entertainment are you doing? You could fly around the goddamn world and not spend $100,000, not spend $1 million. The hell? Mortgage is $100,000 a month. What mortgage are you doing? First of all, I'm sure Dr. Dre owns 20 houses. Because last article I read, she was staying in their Malibu house and he was living in the house in LA. I refuse to believe it. For $100,000 a month, hell, you could just buy the damn house. Who has $100,000 mortgage a month? Buy the damn house. I mean, clearly rich people problem. Telephone, cell phone, email is $20,000 a month. I don't know what cell phone plans they have. I don't listen. You would have to have 200 phones on that phone line for it to come up to $20,000 a month. I'm talking about phone, iPad, all that shit, Apple Watch, all that shit would just have to be connected. It would just have to be all of that together. And you would have to have about 100 of them for it to equal $20,000 a month. Crazy. Not if she don't get herself a bottle of water. Like, listen, I take my clothes to the dry cleaners, and I have a cleaner lady. Well, not since COVID. I ain't had a cleaner lady. But before COVID, I had somebody that came in to clean my house. Listen, and I know I don't have a mansion by any stretch of the imagination, but I know what I was paying. I don't know how that gets to be $100,000. I bet you her cleaning lady sitting there going, I don't make that. I don't make no $100,000 a month to clean this house, no ma'am. I mean, your dry cleaners, like, come on. And I'm sure that her dry cleaner bill is gonna probably be expensive because my dry cleaner bill can be high depending on what I'm putting in the dry cleaners. But $100,000 every month. Now again, y'all, this isn't certified. This came from TMZ. But again, even if it's not real, you would need to hear this to understand the ridiculousness of the request to say, I need $2 million a month to maintain my lifestyle. Because that's the purpose of the purpose of spousal support is to maintain the lifestyle. Granted, Dr. Dre is damn near a billionaire or is a billionaire, whatever. If he ain't a billionaire, he knocking on it. I get it that you live very lavishly. You know, you probably ain't never had to go. You probably ain't been through TSA in a long time. Y'all got the private jets and you got the 5 or 6 houses, and like I get it that you live that lifestyle. I do. I get it. But you ain't spending $2 million a month. You're just not. You're just not for one house for one person. You're not. I'm sorry. Now maybe all of Dr. Dre's expenses per month, when you add in all of his houses, all of his cars, all of his expenses, all of his credit card bills, like maybe if you add all of that up for him, for the whole family unit, you might get to $2 million a month, depending on how much they traveling and all that other stuff. But first of all, I still ain't gonna accept that it's $2 million every month. Not every month. No, it's not. Listen, okay, Bobo, because let me tell you how I haven't been going to Zips lately because there's a dry cleaners right here. But before I moved into my house and I used to live in Greenbelt. Y'all don't, Bobo know what that is. I used to live in Greenbelt. Honey, I used to go to that Zips right up over there all the time. That was my spot. You hear me? That Zips in College Park. Bitch. Every Saturday or Friday, either Friday or Saturday, whenever it was, I would drop it off. Sure would. My work clothes, I sure would. Now I go to the cleaners that's right here. It's not a Zips, but it's still here. Richard, how are you? How are you, honey? Everything they built together, maybe that's why. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Zudi. That is, I'll accept. We were just talking about that little baby that the notification didn't go out. I would accept that might be your lawyer's estimation for what you spend as a family unit. Because Dr. Dre got they have 4 kids together, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure he owns 5 or 6 houses. I'm sure they probably got 20 cars. I'm sure if you add all of their bills for the month, you might come to that. Okay, thanks, Trish. Thanks for coming through, babe. You have a good week. Yeah, that entertainment cost. I'm like, come on, stop it. You could be getting a private concert by Mariah Carey every night, and you still ain't coming. You still don't get to no $1 million. Come on, stop. Stop it. In Portugal, we have a policy of marriage stuff, everything that the couple built together. Hold on, this is my mama. Hello. Wait a minute, what? For what? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. The Wi-Fi for what? Like I'm not understanding what you're saying. I didn't set that up. Verizon. All I did was I connected it to your phone and stuff. I connected it to your TV to set up your Netflix and stuff. I didn't set your that's your internet. That's Verizon. I can set that up. You mean with your password and everything? Your password doesn't work anymore. So when you okay, so when you go and look and you look for networks, you don't see your network. It may have okay. I'll see tomorrow when I come over there. It may have gone back to the original because Tina when they changed it to that, Verizon did that. There's another number there that's like a long ABCD 5678234 number. You know what I'm saying? And then they changed it to that so it'll be easy for you to find. It may have reverted back to the original name. So, but even with that, I don't know if your password is going to still work. But we could try. It's usually the first one that pops up is the one that's for because it's the one that's the closest to you. So it's usually the first one that pops up. All right, I can play around with it when I come to tomorrow. I just didn't understand what you were saying. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's what it is. They must have. It was almost like they did a hard reset, so everything reverted back to the original. Is what it sounds like. So that's what it is. So your Wi-Fi is still there. It's just not under your name, but it's still there. I would try the first one you see on the list and try your password and see if that works. If not, they may have reset your password. You may have to not tonight. I know you don't feel like doing it today, but you may have to call and get the password because if she did that, your password may not work anymore. I mean, it may be like a generic password. You know what I'm saying? So sorry. Yeah, yeah, that's they set it up. I helped you get it connected to your to your TV and your Netflix and all of that. Yeah. You think Netflix is working? Well, well, if Netflix is working, then it's connected to your Wi-Fi, and your Wi-Fi is there. Oh Lord. Great. All right. Well, we'll call, Mom. What you cooking for breakfast? Yeah, tomorrow for breakfast. I want some pancakes. You want to cook some pancakes? Yes. That meal that's in the morning, the first one you eat. I thought you were cooking breakfast tomorrow. It's a holiday. I mean, I'm coming over there in the morning. No, you told me 11:30. You did. You said the baby was gonna be there at 11:30. Well, I want to be there when the baby there. I don't care about y'all. All right, so I'll be there around. Okay, so you said around 2. All right, I'll be there around 2. Unless you're gonna make some pancakes, then I'll be there early. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. Hey, Foy. What's up, nephew? Let me scroll back up, y'all. I'm sorry. So that 2 million a month over the course of maybe 2 years in proceedings is how she plans to get something. Child, I think her lawyers came up with that number because she's only slated to get 1 million. I think. Oh, well, they're trying to break the prenup. Is what they're trying to do. They're trying to break this prenup. Um, Mr. Zudi, you said that in Portugal, even with the prenup, it's 50-50. So then what's the purpose of getting a prenup? Like, if I lived in Portugal, what would be the incentive to get a prenup if it's going to be split 50-50 anyway? You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Richard, I didn't forget about you. I don't see you anymore. I know you said you'd be around in the bushes, but I didn't forget about you, especially with I thought about you, especially when we were doing Legendary. I thought about your ballroom insight that you wanted to share. I didn't forget about you. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But I hadn't seen you, so we're gonna definitely make that happen. Maybe me, you, and Ebby can do a panel and talk about it because I do still want to hear what you have to say about ballroom and ballroom culture. I didn't forget. I did not forget. Yeah, the notifications are shitty. We had that whole conversation, y'all. I'm sorry. I am going to, in about 6 more minutes, I'm gonna get off my regular live, and I am going to come back on a members only live. I haven't done a members only live in a really long time. I'm gonna do a members only live, and I'm gonna do. I think the last time we did a members only live, we did a 20 questions, and I think we had fun with that. So I think I might do another 20 questions. So you guys can ask me some questions, and I will answer them. So maybe we could do that. But I'm gonna come back as soon as I shut this down. I'm gonna come back with a members only live. Did anyone ever view the PBS documentary about J.D. Rockefeller and how he was raised? And we're talking about wealthy, but his mother saw to it that he would be able to relate to folk with no money. Well, I didn't see the same thing you saw. I've seen stuff on J.D. Rockefeller. J.D. Rockefeller. I don't. Well, interesting. I would like to see the one you saw because I haven't seen anything. J.D. Rockefeller was not a very nice person, and he was not very generous with his wealth. And I haven't heard very nice things about J.D. Rockefeller. Now, Carnegie did a lot of great things with his money, but even in his business, he still wasn't a really nice guy in his business sense. But no, I didn't see. I would like to see that documentary because I would love to hear some other stuff because I haven't heard great things about J.D. Rockefeller. Oh, you talking about the son? Okay, yeah, the son. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, now I know the Rockefeller family. They became very philanthropic and all that good stuff. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Luz, how you doing, babes? Okay, yeah. Now the son. Okay, yeah, mhm, I definitely see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I didn't see that. I still didn't see that documentary, but I would like to. I would like to see that. I'll look it up. Yeah, J.D. Rockefeller. That's what I thought you were talking about. That's why I was like, "What?" But yeah, the father. Yeah, J.D. Rockefeller. But he was a nasty man. Very nasty guy. But you see the big picture. 2 million is nothing for those people. They have house, life, car, health insurance to pay, school, mates, sport. No, $2 million is still excessive, Mrs. Zudi. I'm sorry. I still think $2 million is excessive per month. per month. Yeah, I still think that for her again, she not for how much it costs to maintain the whole family unit, just for her in one house with one car and no kids. Because I think all of their kids are grown. I think all of Dr. Dre's kids are grown. I think that now it'd be different if you're talking about $2 million to maintain. If she had to take care of their whole portfolio, meaning all of their properties, all of their cars, they had kids that were all in school. Like that's a different conversation. I still think $2 million is excessive, but I can see it easier than this. It's just her in one house, one car. I be damned. Hey, Miss Honey, how you doing? I know. I really did want some pancakes. I wasn't playing, but I knew my mama wasn't gonna make me none. But I wasn't playing. Everything good in Houston. Waiting on the new Potomac episode. Yeah, we got one coming tonight, and this one is supposed to be the good one where we find out about Ashley's husband, honey. You don't think it's excessive? I do. I think it's very excessive. Yeah, I think again, I would need to really see. I ain't talking about that little thing that TMZ posted. I would need to see the breakdown to really understand how we got to $2 million every month for one house, one person. Again, I could see $2 million when you take all of Dr. Dre's empire. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I mean, we could just look at the one line item of clothing. Nobody needs $135,000 worth of clothes every month. Nobody needs that. Now, I'm all for a shopping spree, and if I was rich, I'm not saying I would not have some excessive shit in my closet, okay? I'm not saying that. But every month, nobody needs that every month. No, ma'am. Not every month. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And if you are spending $135,000 on clothing every month, that, whatever. I don't know. I'm just leave it at that. Okay, no problem. When you're divorced in the regime of goods, there's no communion of any good, whether it was acquired against payment for free of charge before. I have no idea what the hell that means, Mr. Z. That's legal talk. I don't know what that. When divorced in the regime of goods, there's no communion of any good, whether it's acquired against payment for free of charge before and the wedding. I don't know what that means. It's the COVID where she wearing all those clothes. Okay. Like, come on. Like, stop it. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not. $1 million a month in entertainment. $1 million in entertainment. What the fuck are you doing for $1 million a month? $1 million a month? Hey, Monk Chip. Little baby, I hope you're being facetious. Because I don't envision a world where that's reasonable. I'm sorry. And I know people are rich and, rich people got a different set of problems, but I can see being excessive, but I'm sorry. $2 million a month? You just can't show me where you spending $2 million every month on yourself. That is not excessive. I'm sorry. Continuing celebrated without organization, a preliminary marriage process, but when or one both has already reached the age of 60. Oh, she's definitely padding, Miss Honey. And here's the thing: if I'm her lawyer, I'm padding. I'm padding. If I'm her lawyer, I'm padding all that shit. So please understand, I get it. I understand what they doing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm her lawyer, oh, you say you spend about $50,000 a month on clothing. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make that. It's like when you do your taxes. You donated how much stuff to Goodwill? Okay, we're gonna add a zero to that. Okay, like I get it. I get it. But I still think it's ridiculous. But I get it though. And let me be clear. hope she gets it. Because I think Dr. Dre is an ass. So I hope she gets all $1 million a month. Because I think Dr. Dre is an asshole. So listen, real quick before I get off of here, cable is high. I believe that entertainment is a million a month. Yeah, the entertainment. Yeah, $1 million a month is her entertainment. She said that her cell phone, email, and something else. She lumped all that together. Cable, I think, was $20,000 a month. Now, I could see how she could get to $20,000 a month. If you got an Apple Watch, an iPad, a cell phone, cable with all the damn channels, I can see how you might get to that. Because hell, my cell phone bill and my cable bill is too damn much, and I am far from rich. But if I took, I come up with a couple of $100 a month if I add just my phone. If I just take my cell phone, my cable bill, cell phone cable bill, and my internet, hell, that's about $400 a month for me by my damn, and that's just me by myself in one house. That ain't a mansion. That's not 10, that's not 10 TVs. That don't include an Apple Watch. I do have an iPad, but it's not a top of the line with all the gigabytes. So I can see how she might get to $20,000 a month if she has her and all the kids on one plan and all of them got Apple Watches and all that shit. I can see maybe how we get to damn near 20,000. Some of the stuff I can maybe work with her on. Some of it. Now that's true. You're right, loving my peeps. Now they probably do have the Apple shit for free. You're right. I be trying to help people, y'all. I'm trying to help people out. So before we get ready to get off of here, for example, Mary J. Blige and her ex-husband. Listen, Mary J. Blige said, "What you won't do is use my money to keep paying for that hooker. You won't do that." But she did have to pay him spousal support for a while. But see, the problem with Mary J. Blige, how she sort of got caught up, is because he was her manager. So it wasn't just his spousal support; he was her manager as well. So that they was commingling those lines and them funds. Isn't there supposed to be adjustments in your life when you divorce? Wouldn't that include finances too? She wants too much. Yeah, spousal support. And again, I'm sure it changes state to state, and I'm sure the legal language is different. But spousal support is supposed to help you maintain your lifestyle after the divorce. But I still feel like it's like within reason. Like I still feel like, you know what I'm saying? But again, like we were saying, her and her lawyers are padding it. Because if you ask for this, then you get this. So she's asking for $2 million a month. She ain't gonna get well, I ain't gonna say she won't, but the likelihood is she's not gonna get $2 million a month. But hell, if she ends up with $750,000 a month, the fuck, she ain't lost. She didn't lose. You know what I mean? Hey Abby, I saw you was doing your reviews, hunty. I'm getting ready to log off here in a minute and go to a members only. So we're gonna do 20 questions in the members only. Because I haven't done a members only in a long time. So we're gonna do a members only. So last but not least, I put up their politics. Did y'all see Donald Trump little parade they had down there in Texas, and them boats were sinking? Did y'all see them boats sinking? Y'all, if that wasn't the funniest shit I seen all weekend long, was them boats sinking in that damn Trump parade. And there was one guy who was even trying to scoop the water out and throw it out the boat as the boat was sinking. I'm like, dude, the boat is sinking. You might want to go get a life jacket, because you know none of them fools had on life jackets, right? And nobody had on a life jacket. And it wasn't like it was one boat. Like 3 boats sunk. Like, what is going on? That was God. What's going on? That the boats are sinking. Hey, Danny. I was like, that was God. That was God pulling you back. Pulling you down. Pulling you back. All right. Nose itch. No. Yeah, well, yeah, his supporters did. They did a water parade. So they were all in boats going through the water. They did a water parade. They had one in South Jersey yesterday and basically jammed up a bridge where you were working. See, crazy, 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 crazy. Child. I thought it was funny. It's all over the internet. Y'all can go see the footage. It's funny, honey. It's funny. All right, y'all. Let me get ready to get off of here. So for those of you that are members, hold tight. Y'all know YouTube not sending out the notifications, so check back in about 5 minutes. I'm getting ready to set the members only up right now, so we can chit chat a little bit, maybe play some 20 questions or something like that. We'll probably stay on the members only live for about 40 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm gonna eat for dinner, honey. The memes going around Facebook are from Trump. Child, oh, I'm sure they got some memes, honey, because I saw them on TikTok. They made some hilarious TikToks, honey. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming through. I don't know if I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow because I'm gonna be hanging out with the fam. But if I don't see y'all tomorrow, I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Hope everybody has a great Labor Day.